Hi guys. Hello. Bobo. And the dads. Bobo and the dads, the hottest news morning zoo crew. Came out kind of awkwardly, but this whole game is about coming out kind of awkwardly. It's a dad dating simulator. Let's continue. Let's actually take a look at what's going on. What I kind of want to do here is delete some of these epilogue autosaves just because I want to make sure that Dad Book stays how it needs to. I need to make sure that this Dad Book load is up here. Because as you'll recall last time, we basically became a romantic item with Matt for keeps. At least in the, near term. You can imagine that they would have a summer of love together at least, and then they would have each other to keep company. Certainly for Bobo while his daughter goes off to college. But anyhow, if you want to think about that as the canonical ending, that's okay. If you prefer one of these other endings in your own mind that is going to come up in the coming weeks, I guess that's okay too. You do your own thing. But we're going to go ahead, since we have 2 dates with all of the dads, we're going to go ahead and see what life looks like with all these guys. So last time we saw what happens when you settle down with Matt. Let's call up Craig here. Lowercase h. Hey, you know what they say about their dates, they get pretty serious. You sure this is your dream daddy? For this video, I'm sure. Drink a full glass of water in the morning to help wake up. Tell you what helps me wake up. I have a full glass of water at night. Then I have to wake up in the morning and pee. Ah, piss. Boy, do what you love and the money will come. It took some time for our schedules to line up, but I was finally able to find a weekend where Craig and I could go camping. Wait, we wanted to go camping with Craig? I thought we wanted to go camping with Robert. Not Robert. Brian. Anyways, he always stays so busy with work and the kids, but it's good to know we'll just be able to spend some time relaxing together in nature. Since our first run, I've managed to go on regular runs with Craig. I mostly do them because it seems like the only time we get to hang out, but the added benefit is that I've seen a lot of improvement in my health. I was able to sift through the attic and find my old camping gear from college. Craig put me in charge of the sleeping bags and the tent while he takes care of the food. So I double-checked to make sure everything is ready to go. Craig should be here any minute now. Man is going to be spending this weekend on a school trip to our nation's capital. Ooh, I hope she can make the drive. She hasn't been away from home without me for longer than a day since she was 14. Hope she isn't feeling as nervous about it as I am. Actually, from here, DC is a place that, like, kids will get taken on a day trip. Like, sometimes an overnight trip. But usually, like, you get to school extra early, you drive up, you visit 1 or 2 sites. You do whatever the thing you're there for, like, maybe the school choir got picked to sing in a competition, or the marching band's going to be in like one of those big parades where they have a bunch of high school bands. Whatever. I hope she isn't feeling as nervous about it as I am. It'll be fine. Hey, Manda Panda. Amanda's in the middle of sitting on top of her luggage in order to get it to finally zip. Hey, Pops. Ready for your trip? Once I get this bad boy all zipped up, I'm good to go. How much did you pack? That seems like a lot for 2 days. Oh, it's all my camera equipment. Lenses, tripod, flash, all that. Are you even gonna have time to take pictures? I'll find a way. I need to get some good shots for my series on national monuments. Ooh, what's the series about? It's one of those internet series where I reimagine Disney princesses as founding fathers. What? I'm kidding. Nobody likes those. I'm taking portraits of my friends. Oh, well, I'm gonna be in the woods, out there in nature, roughing it. Just me and Mother Nature. The old Madre de trees. You gonna be alright on your own? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna have any signal out there. I won't be able to text or call you at all. Oh, it's alright. I'll be able to survive a couple days without constant updates on who got voted off International Haunted House Hunters. Well, I'll miss you. And for the record, Bradley was pushed down a flight of ornate stairs by a ghost. They were really beautiful stairs. Amanda finishes zipping up the biggest suitcase and lugs it to the door of her bedroom. She turns around and gives me a big hug. Relax, Dadtron. I'm a big kid now. I can take care of myself. Besides, I gotta share a room with Monica Sanders and 2 mom chaperones. The most trouble I could possibly get into is falling asleep with a tub of ice cream on me. Oh, well, alright. Don't steal anything, okay? Since you asked nicely, fine. Promise. Step outside, hauling my bags behind me. Craig's already strapped some camping gear on top of my modest but stylish car. He notices me carrying my equipment and hurries over to take it from me. My car is pretty modest but stylish. It does not have a roof rack, though. And we're probably getting rid of it. Because it's 2-door, and ain't nobody want to be trying to futz around with flipping the seats over and leaning into a back. Try and get some infant in and out of there without trying to wake them up. That's just not going to work out too good. That's no good. Anyways. I got it. Don't you dare, such a gentleman. I got it. I angle away from him, doing my best dance moves to get past him into the car. Remember, it's your weekend to relax. Take it easy. I guess I can't argue with that. Everything good with Amanda? Yep, on our way to a school trip to Washington, D.C. What about your offspring? Already at Smashley's for the weekend. I'm ready to get my camp on. Load the rest of my stuff into Craig's car and we get in. Oh no. What's wrong? I think I left my juicer plugged in. We gotta go back. Are you worried that someone's gonna break into your house and cold press some carrots? No, it's just... Just try to relax, man. Let the juicer float away. Take all of your worries and blend them into pulpy good vibes. Craig takes a deep breath. He tapes it. Do we have anything to listen to? Tapes of deep breaths. All I had at my place is a series of CDs that guide you through thorough, intense calisthenics workout. Do you want to listen to those? This dashboard clearly has a cassette player. I'm just kidding. Craig hands me a thick case filled with CDs. CD. Take your pick. Thumb through page after page of kids' sing-along CDs. Oh yeah, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star takes me back. Keep going. I get to the end of the case to find, in the very last slot, a blank CD with Craig's handwriting on it. DJ Cakestand's Megamix Volume 1? Made it just for the trip. I think you'll like it. Why'd you make me go through your entire CD sleeve then? I pop the CD into the car stereo, and it's like I'm immediately transported to our old dorm room. Hit after hit plays, and soon enough we're both happily singing the lyrics to each other as we fly down the highway. This song was Carl's favorite. Carl, the third roommate! You brought that dog home one night, and I couldn't pry you two apart. So we spent an entire semester fabricating a story about our foreign exchange student roommate who had a really bad cough that sounded exactly like a dog's bark. Then we had a room inspection. That RA was so suspicious of us but could never prove anything. And Carl was just under a blanket. Bless that pup's courage under fire. Man, we did some dumb things back in college. The hours fly by as we belt out tunes in whatever non-existent key our voices register in. Soon enough, we're surrounded by lush trees and spectacular vistas of everything amazing that nature has to offer. Feels good to be back out here. Real good. We park our car at the entrance to a familiar trail and load up our gear on our backs. I'm thankful that I've been working on my health over the past couple of weeks, otherwise I'd be dreading all the hiking that's about to happen. Craig looks intently at his phone. Everything alright? Yep, just had to fire off one last work email. Craig pockets the phone and we start off on the trail. It's relatively easy, but I know I would have been huffing and puffing at this point if it weren't for all the murder sprints. I look around and take in the tall trees and animal chirps. Everything okay back there? There's no reception out here. Oh yeah, being out in the middle of nowhere will do that. I recognize the look of anxiety on Craig's face. But what if there's a problem? There won't be. You've trained for this. Reception is the least of our worries. I mean, not to say that there won't be a problem, but I tend to think there won't be as a good response in this situation, if for no other reason than to say, I mean, there won't be a problem that the world won't keep spinning without you. It'll be fine. Come on, bud. Who's a relaxed boy? I don't know. Craig. I'm a relaxed boy. That's my dude. We keep marching down the trail, but it seems like Craig is still worried. After a bit, he stops in his tracks. Maybe we should go back. We could find another campground that gets good cell phone reception. Craig, seriously, what's wrong? I mean, I'm just really nervous. My dad instinct is kicking in. My mind keeps conjuring up all sorts of worst-case scenarios. What if something happens to the girls? I don't have a signal. I would have no way of knowing. Let me tell you, that feeling never goes away, no matter how old your kids are. You just gotta remind yourself that they're in good hands. And you're in good hands. Craig doesn't say anything. I give him a reassuring punch in the shoulder. Try to remember why we came out here. The plan was to get away from it all and just focus on ourselves for this little trip. No distractions, no cell phone service, just two dads relaxing out in the woods. Craig looks me directly in the eyes. No distractions, no cell phone service, just two dads relaxing out in the woods. We're gonna have some fun this weekend. Craig and I get back to marching. It's not so long of a hike before we get to the campsite, and we're both glad to see that we're the only people there. Can't believe you still have this tent. Found it in my attic and already checked it for holes. It's seen better days, sure, but I think we'll be able to survive. I dump the bag of fabric and poles onto the ground. We unfold the tent in the desired spot. I hand Craig the stakes. We still know how to do this, right? Of course we do. We do not. After 20 minutes of struggling like people in a bad infomercial, we somehow managed to build an upright structure that closely resembles what a tent would look like if you asked somebody to draw a picture of one with their eyes shut. I don't know, it looks pretty good back there. I wouldn't put this up against a storm, but I think we'll be able to survive for the night. We set out a couple of chairs and our cooking equipment, admiring our handiwork. Bro, look at us go! Look upon the kingdom we have built. Upon this rock we shall grill our meats and drink our brews. We hold dominion over this land. Verily, and look at our camping chairs, which we are going to sit on. So what's next on the camp extravaganza docket? Well, now that we have a shelter settled, I think it's time for us to do some exploring. There's a waterfall a little bit up the way that I'm sure we could hike to. Let's get hiking. Craig and I venture into the woods. We amble along, taking our time to chat and admire the wildlife. I hope when we get to the waterfall, we find a cave where we can walk underneath it. We do karate. That'd be so awesome. Guys, I think one of the many reasons I need to learn some variety of martial art is so that I can learn it, go to a waterfall, then practice underneath it. Craig reaches out an arm and stops me. Dude, does that look like what I think it looks like? I look over to where he's pointing. Oh my god, it does. That tree looks like a butt. I can't get over how detailed it is. I examine the butt tree further. The contour is perfect. It even has back dimples. I thought we were going to have a great time camping, but this makes it even better. Craig holds back a snicker. I aspire to have every hike be as good as this one. I'm snickering now too. Let us analyze this tree further. Craig and I share a huge belly laugh at our awful jokes. The best thing about this is that there's no daughters here to tell us our jokes are bad. We high-five. Craig and I hit the trail again. It's been a long time since we've been out here, but everything seems more or less familiar. We point out old landmarks that we remember back from our college days. I think we're getting close now. Wait, we used to camp out here in our college days? Okay. I guess we went back to our college town. Check it out! There's a clearing up ahead. As we get closer, I can hear water running. Someone must be using the taps. Cresting over a hill, Craig and I are greeted by a wide clearing surrounded by trees. In front of us is a beautiful waterfall spilling into a large body of water that runs into a river. Mouths agape with the genuine beauty of the place, we go to investigate. The old waterfall. It's gorgeous. Nature is so rad. Peering further, we get an idea of how deep the pool is. Think we could jump off of it like the old days? Heh, this old dad is happy here on dry land. Looks like you could climb right up over there. We didn't even bring swimming trunks. What are you talking about? Craig immediately begins taking his clothes off. It's his bodge, you guys. Dots and dots and dots. Look at Craig's butt? Don't look at Craig's butt. You gonna look at his butt? You gonna not look at his butt. Me? I'm gonna avoid looking at his butt. I'll probably see it, but I won't be looking at it. Know what I mean? It takes all my strength not to look at Craig's butt. Eye contact. We're making eye contact. I'm not gonna look at the butt, no matter how much it calls out to me. Just do it, man. I see that butt. Nice. Can't pass up a good butt. You know that. You coming or what? Oh, I don't know about this dude. He's already making his way over the waterfall by the time I finish my sentence. When he realizes I'm not right behind him, he turns around and rolls his eyes. We lived together for years, and I've seen your ass more times than I can count. It's no big deal. I mean, of all my roommates, I've probably only seen the ass or junk of, like, maybe one of them. You know, from like college sort of times on, you know, when you start having roommates. I'm kind of thinking of it, that was somebody I knew in college, but was not somebody who I was a roommate with in college. I saw their ass and junk later. Huh. You got it, Chief? Let's put on a show, or who needs pants anyway? Let's put on a show, sure. If clothes are coming off, then it's someone's birthday. Craig gives me the wolf whistle. Turn and give my booty a good spank. That one's for you, big boy. I take my shirt off and drop it in a pile with Craig's clothes. Put the rest of my clothing on the ground, feeling exposed. Craig and I climb up to the top of the waterfall, making sure not to slip on any wet rocks. He reaches the peak before I do and offers me a hand getting up. Getting up. At the top, we look over the cliff and into the tiny lake. It seems so much higher up from this perspective. Craig has always been a daredevil. He pulled some stunts in college that I'm honestly still shocked we survived. I was always the one standing on the sidelines watching and hoping I wouldn't be bringing him home in a gurney. Man, this could be dangerous. Craig looks me in the eyes. Don't think, just jump. Greg cannonballs off the waterfall into the lake, creating a huge splash. I'm worried for a moment before he finally resurfaces from under the water. Whoa! He treads water and looks up at me. You coming or what? Don't think, just jump. How are you supposed to not think? I'm pretty sure that's not physically possible. My toes grip the edge of the rock. The water looks so far away. Don't think, just... I run off the edge, trying to do my best cannonball. Somewhere in the middle, it turns into a really graceful belly flop. I hit the water with a loud slap. I resurface to find Craig giggling. I rate that belly flop a solid 8 out of 10. Your form was lacking, but your heart was in the right place. I playfully splash water at Craig. Now it's become Walden. Are you sure about that? I splash him again. You've given me no choice. Craig splashes me in the face with a huge wave of water. You've awakened the beast. He launches another wave of water at me. Don't you put me in a corner here. Don't put a wild animal in a corner. Squirt water at him with your hands? Nah, you got a hammer fist, man. Get that hammer splunk. I'm not gonna dunk him. That's not cool. With the force of thunder, I bring my fists down to the water, creating a tidal wave that drenches Craig. Good one. But I think I could do better. Craig answers back with his own tidal wave. It's big enough to launch me back. He's so strong. Craig, truce, please. Craig thinks about it. Yeah, sure. We shake hands. There is peace. Man, that jump was such an adrenaline rush. Not so scary now, huh? I'll race you to the top. I enjoy a good dive. We run all the way up the slick rocks and cannonball off of the waterfall again. What a rush. What a rush. Good form on that one. Want to go again? One more. You know it. With the same energy we had in our youth, we climb back up to the top of the waterfall. I'm brave enough to try a flip, which I'm sure looks incredibly graceful as I belly flop into the water. I would not be brave enough to try a flip, I don't think. But, you know, maybe that's just me. Hazel, you're so sweet looking. You're just a cute girl. Here, you have a lot of gunk. You have gunk that forms in the sides of your mouth. You know that? It's okay. Phew, man. This is fun. Got one more in you? Alright, one more. I'll go for one more. He wants one more, I'll do one more. I'll live for danger. Takes us a little more time, but we get to the waterfall and both do our best running jumps into the water below. Alright, I think that's my limit. We should get going back before it gets too dark. You're right. Let's do it. We should probably head back. We go to put our clothes back on and notice that they're soaking wet. Maybe a splash fight wasn't the best idea. Ah, it's okay. We'll get a fire going in no time. We could dry off and get some dinner going. Sopping wet, we hike back to camp and unpack everything we need for dinner. Craig pulls out a couple of steaks and some chopped potatoes and tinfoil. You ready for a feast? Hey man, take a seat. The Craig train is pulling into the relaxation station and I'm your conductor. Let me cook for you. Absolutely not. Cooking is the thing that relaxes me the most. I'll take it from here. Craig cooks now? I remember his entire sophomore year diet consisted of microwavable mac and cheese, but not microwaved, and have trouble believing the thing he just said. At least let me start the fire. Sure, let me just grab my matches. Craig reaches into his backpack. He rummages around in his bag, pulling things out and checking every pocket. Uh-oh. I know I packed it. Craig checks another bag and still can't find it. My stomach grumbles, and now I'm actually more acutely aware of how cold and wet I am. We really need to get a fire started. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. Gosh, I'm stupid. I could have sworn I packed it. I'm sorry, dude. Don't be. We can figure this out. We can start a fire. We're smart guys. I mean, how hard could it be? I've watched plenty of survival programs on TV. If a naked reality TV star can do it, so can we. We'll need some wood. I gesture to trees around us. There's no shortage of that. And some tinder. We can make that work. Then I think some ancient aliens are then supposed to come by and give us advanced technology, or renovate our house. It depends on the show. Craig and I gather a variety of wood, bark, and moss until we have all the materials that could conceptually make a passable looking campfire. Just add fire, right? That's the fun part. The sun is just now setting and a cool breeze rustles the leaves of the trees around us. We have to work quick. I've done this in the past and I know I can figure it out. Just give me a second. Any way I can help? Give me some moral support. Lift my spirits and we'll make this fire happen. You can do it. Never knew a better Craig. Go overboard with compliments. Let's not go overboard with compliments. As a matter of fact, let's do our best Rob Schneider and tell him, you can do it! Clear eyes, full heart, can't. Not make that fire. You can make that fire, Craig. That's the stuff. Eventually, Craig is miraculously able to get something going. He blows on the embers and gently places the glowing moss onto the base of into the base of the pit. Soon enough, we got a nice little fire going. Way to go, man. We're regular old outdoorsy fellas. Hooray for not dying. Take a seat in one of the lawn chairs Craig brought and cozy up to the fire, warming my hands. Relax, man. Take it easy. Let me handle the dinner. I watch as Craig stokes the fire and sets up a makeshift grill for the steaks. After all that hiking and swimming and fire starting, I'm able to relax a bit. With the sound of crickets and the scent of steak filling the air, I actually feel pretty calm. Craig expertly sears stewed... Holy nuts. Not speaking well at all. Craig expertly sears 2 steaks in a pan he's been heating up on the fire, cracking thyme and crushed ginger over it while basting them both in butter. Wow, I didn't know he was actually good at cooking. The fanciest I ever saw him get in college was when he started sprinkling the seasoning packet onto dry ramen and eating it straight up. When did this happen? You used to eat cereal every morning with beer instead of milk. I grew up, I guess. I think these are just about ready. Craig puts the steaks onto a paper plate and sets them aside. I start to reach for one, but Craig smacks my hand away. Dude, let them rest. It'll be more flavorful that way. I patiently return to my steaks. My steak. God. I patiently return to my seat, eyeing the steaks longingly from a distance. They smell incredible. Craig prepares a side salad for us in the meantime, sprinkling feta cheese onto freshly chopped greens. He places it next to a generous pile of roasted potatoes covered in olive oil and rosemary. Be careful. We have rosemary. Once it's all ready, we sit down by the fire and dig in. Everything taste okay? I'm in heaven. That's what I like to hear. Remember how for an entire semester we would eat burritos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? It's so hard to not go back to that. Look at you now, man. You have kids, a great job, and now you cook like a vengeful wizard whose arch nemesis is microwavable food. I'm really impressed with how much you've gotten your life together. Craig laughs, but there's no humor in it. I'm glad you think that. I glance at Craig while he picks at his salad. He really grew out of his baby face, but there's something about his expression that makes him seem so much older than he is. A sense of maturity he didn't have in college. He looks exhausted. You okay? Yeah. Come on, dude. I've known you for long enough to see when you're down. I'm tired, bro. I think being out here is making me realize just how drained I am. You work really hard, Craig. It can't be easy. I have to. For my girls. I volunteer at their school. I cook healthy meals for them. I do everything I can to make sure they're safe and happy. And when they're with their mom, I'm always working overtime so I can support them. And then you work out a lot so you can crush anyone who stands in their way. That, and I don't want to fall into my old habits. I need to set a good example for my girls. Everything I do is for them, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But it seems like it's bleeding you dry. If that's what it takes to raise them well, then it's worth it. Ashamed dots. Craig, buddy, I know where you're coming from here, but you gotta take care of yourself, too.
Nice.
I do, though. I eat right and exercise, and that's not what I mean. You're too little butter on too much toast, you know?
Hey.
What? You're spreading yourself too thin. Life needs balance. It's great that you care this much about your kids, but you can't neglect your own needs because you're too busy taking care of everyone else's. You matter too.
I don't know.
It's just, I know I can provide for my family, and if I take a step back and look at everything objectively, I know I'm doing right by them. But I can't explain it, man. There's always that voice in the back of my head telling me that I need to do more. It's like it's never enough for me. Every time I try to relax, that voice keeps telling me I don't deserve it. To be honest, I feel guilty about being out here. Craig, you're trying your best and you're doing an amazing job. That's a fact. Real life Bobo knows that that's a statement of opinion and not fact. But that's not what you want to tell your bruh. I just wouldn't say that's a fact. But even if you weren't, you would still deserve happiness.
Oh, man.
Do I, though? Hell yeah. Or hell yeah, bro. We want to show him that we've matured a little bit, too. We're going to leave off the bro and tell him hell yeah. I look at Craig and think about what a good friend and even better father he is. He's compassionate, he's hardworking, he's relentlessly positive. He encourages everyone to be the best version of themselves. He makes me want to be a better person. If only you could see yourself the way I see you.
Oh.
Craig beams. He gets up and walks over to his supplies. Come on, I brought dessert. Oh, are you going to use the campfire to torch the tops of some creme brulee? What? I know little to nothing about cooking. Craig pulls out marshmallows. Well, you still know how to make s'mores, right? I think the more important question is, do you know how to make s'mores? As I recall, I used to just completely blacken the marshmallows. Oh, I stand by that. It's charred on the outside, but the gooey center is preserved. Prudish. Craig throws a marshmallow at me and I catch it in my mouth. Pro move. We used to be able to do that at a great distance against a wind disadvantage. Give me a week of practice and I'll be competitive again. Craig and I sit in the warm glow of the campfire, watching embers float up toward the sky. The stars are so much brighter out here. Yeah. I miss this, Bobo. Me too. We stay there until it gets late, half remembering stories from college. We watch as the fire dies and eventually clamber into the tent. We crawl into the tent and I unfurl my sleeping bag. Wait, where's the other sleeping bag? I look around for a second. Oh. Oh no, I must have left it at home. It's all yours, dude. I'm sorry. I'll just curl up over here. No way. Here. Craig unzips the sleeping bag and spreads it out so there's enough room for both of us to lay on top of it. Night, bro. Good night, bro. I roll over and we face away from each other. Without a blanket, it's really cold. I shiver, and without realizing it, I find myself nestling closer to Craig. I'm sure he won't mind. He turns over and I can feel his breath on my neck. It's hard to focus on anything else. I turn over, trying to get more comfortable. I open my eyes to find Craig's face only a few inches from my own. For once, he looks at peace. His eyes flutter open. His hand finds a place on my waist. I'm not sure who leans in first, but suddenly we're kissing. We look at each other again, my heart racing. Craig. I got strong feelings for you, bro. Feelings I can't deny anymore. Emotional dots. Bro. Me too. I run my hands through his hair, down to his chest. Craig brings me closer, wrapping his arms around me. I feel so secure. You know, talking about old times is fun, but I like making new memories with you. I smile, tracing the lines of his hip with my finger. We kiss again. I'm not worried about us getting too cold tonight. Family fun, energy saving, baby.
That was perfect.
Whoa, that was perfect. Okay. Cake stand champion. Achievement unlocked. Don't forget to floss every day. Only forget to floss on most days. Medicine is not always the best medicine. It takes a while to load these ending sequences, I find. Think that's her car in the driveway. Okay, gotta act natural. Yep. Pretty sure this is gonna be the same thing. Oh, but we can change different things this time. This time we can say, you ask too many questions. Who do you think you are, my daughter? For literally my entire life, yes. I'm kidding. You're right. I have a little surprise for you. Yeah, I can tell you're very bad at lying. So, we got the box set. We're gonna go outside. Party time! Everybody's here. You told me not to make it a big deal, but you seem to have forgotten that my entire mission in life is to do that shit. Alright. So I want to fast forward until we run into Matt, because of course we've seen the ending dialogue for everybody else here. You know it. Yep. And we saw her zoom by really quickly. Hey. Oh. Robert. It's good stuff. Hey, man. Matt. Let me know when Amanda leaves for college. I'll have a fresh batch of right said banana bread ready for her. Thank you. I know she'll love that. Have you gotten that oregano smell out of your upholstery yet? Still working on it. So there you go. Oh, what? Briar? Hazel? They're not speaking. Star. We'll get it next time. Amanda leans in close to Briar and Hazel, lowering her voice. Listen, you guys can be real with me. If you're downplaying your psychic abilities, I want you to know that you can trust me. Heck, even think of me as the third twin. Ah, I see. They're doing a guessing game. Amanda, that's a triplet. You know, Dad, by the time I'm done with these kids, we're going to be finishing each other's... What? You didn't finish your sentence. What are we going to be finishing? Each other's... sentences. See? Third twin. I have to go. As the party starts to wind down, I take a seat next to Craig. The sun is setting and everyone seems to have eaten their fill. Bro. This reminds me of the parties we used to throw. Fewer at keg stands, of course. Probably for the best. I don't want to get my hip replaced after a party trick goes wrong. We can leave keg stands in the past. Craig sighs. You doing okay? Yeah, dude, I'm alright. I just can't hang for too long. I gotta get back home and answer some emails. What happened to relaxing? I am relaxing. Right now. We're sitting on a bench. Yeah, well, I could be standing. See? Relaxing. Craig, you gotta take better care of yourself. I care about you and I want you to be okay. I appreciate it, but I'm fine. You're a good friend, dude. Good friend. Do you ever wish that maybe we were more than that? Oh, bro. I'm sorry if I gave off that impression. To be honest, I kind of wondered the same thing. But I don't have time for that right now. I think we're just better off as friends. Oh. Yeah, I can do friends. Craig hops up. Alright, buddy. I gotta get moving. Thanks for inviting me. Let's hang soon, yeah? That would be nice. Craig jogs out of the yard. Man. The last guests begin to make their way out of the party. Amanda walks over and sits down next to me. Killer party pops. Although, considering her pose there, I guess it's... What can I say? I was inspired. So, I also have something for you. Ah, yes, and this is the special moment you have. We're crying. Present time. Just, if you're wondering what all this dialogue is, or you want to hear me do a dramatic reading of it, you go and watch the Matt ending, which will be the video before this one. Glad you made some friends. Yeah. I know that's maybe not what you were looking for, but these people care about you. I love you, Dad. We'll always have each other. You're right. It's gonna be hard at first, but this is the next chapter in our story, and I would be nervous about it, but I know that you're always gonna be looking out for me the same way I'll always be looking out for you. Team Vulture! Don't skip the corners. So, very interesting, eh? Did it turn out that I made the wrong decisions in the BoboTheVulture? I mean, we had a romantic night with Craig, but that's all that it ended up being. We had mad feels for him, and he had mad feels for us. And yet, it seemed like that wasn't enough. I know we said we'll still be friends, but there's gonna be that awkward tension. And that's gonna try things. We'll just have to see how things go. I guess that's all that we can do. But I guess the question is, did we make improper choices in the prior dates? Or in that date? Did we go... I mean, the only real choice that we had in that one was, like, how many times were we going to go up the waterfall? But, yeah. I mean, we were not able to find the stuffed toy, so I don't know if that was part of it. Oh, I can fast forward through this. Look at that. Remember, if you want to watch all these credits at the normal speed, please watch the prior video. Growing on vegetables, it's cheaper, I think. So there you go, guys. That was another epilogue. Featuring some rough stuff. That one was not the happy ending that I was expecting. But life isn't always going to be happy endings. You don't always get what you want. So I guess let that be a lesson. And that's your lesson for today. Your homework is to think about how life will go on even when you don't get your way. So I guess on that note, this is BoboTheVulture, and that was, as far as I know, the only Craig ending. But maybe I'll poke around in facts or something and see if there is there are multiple endings for Craig. or any of these guys. Maybe I just coincidentally happened to get the ultimate really good ending from Matt because I answered all of his questions properly. I don't know, man. See you guys next time. Thanks very much for watching.